Okay.
All right, we're live. We're recording.
Awesome. Awesome.
Hey, all right. Hey guys, hey everybody, it's Ray, the gray-haired guy in a gi. And we're doing episode, I had it on my list, I can't remember now, but I'm going to say it's episode 16 or 17 of what I like to call Tales from the Mat, where we
Awesome.
interview different martial arts people. We just connect. And Justin, it's great. We finally hooked up.
Yes, bud. It's been a long time coming.
Yeah, I mean, we've known
Yeah,
each
we were trying.
other in the martial arts community for so long, and I know we both have like you have a real busy schedule, so do I, and so I'm really glad. I won't take up too much of your time, but how you doing?
I'm doing good, man. Things are
Yeah.
good. Yeah. It was raining
So,
here earlier, so it's not
oh
raining
yeah,
over in
were
St.
we
Vincent
in? Were
Falls.
you in the city or at your
No,
club?
I was in the city yesterday.
Okay,
Yeah, trained all afternoon, but no, we're back home here in Southbrook now.
okay,
Yeah, yeah.
all right. So let's let's start. I like to say let's start with the plugs first. First, where are you located at, and where's your school?
I'm located, well, our school's in Amherst, Nova Scotia at 189 Church Street.
Yep.
Yeah, just up the road from the Amherst Stadium. Um, yeah, and that's where we train, man. We share it with a judo gym, and that's where we're at.
Okay, and you've been there
Yeah,
for a long time, correct?
yeah, probably 6 years.
Wow,
Yeah, a
that's
little over six
fantastic.
years. We were in Spring Hill for probably 6 or 7 years.
Okay,
Yeah, yeah,
so your club that you run, you've been around for a long time then, essentially.
yeah, 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 yeah. We're affiliated with Fit Plus. We go there when we, want different rounds, different bodies.
Yeah, yeah, absolutely. So, for many people that don't know, I mean, obviously, you are one of the we call the OGs. You've been around the martial arts community for so long, and you've been in the MMA scene, the Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu scene. I mean, we got
Yeah,
lots of crazy stories that, a couple things where we've crossed paths, which we'll get into, but also I'm sure you got a lot of crazy stories on your own. And
yeah.
uh,
That
you
we
know,
all.
we don't like talk too much politics, but you're welcome to talk about whatever you want. So
Okay.
most importantly, I guess we'll get right off the bat. You have a fight coming up.
Yes, I do. The
So
Moncton
let's hear all
Coliseum.
about that.
Well, it's coming up this Saturday at the Moncton Coliseum. I'm taking
Wow.
on Morgan Rhines from Wolf Run MMA.
Yeah.
Yeah, yeah, and Morgan, you could kind of call him an OG too. He's been around the game for a while. He got some experience, and we were supposed to meet actually this time last year
Okay.
in East Hanson. I ended up messing my knee up pretty good, so I couldn't compete in that one. So
Right.
it's here we are a year later, and looks like it's going to happen.
Okay. Because you guys
Better,
both have very kind of similar records, right? Like you
yeah,
both had the same amount of fights or something like that.
yeah. He's 7-8, and I'm 7-8.
Wow.
Yeah, it's pretty cool.
That's
Like,
great.
like,
What's the
yeah,
age difference?
I think he's
I think I
36, I believe. And I just turned 42.
Oh, there you
So
go.
I don't feel 42 though. I can say that much.
No, that's good, man. Well, you're training
Yeah,
all the time, right?
yeah, yeah. Eat good, live a good
Good.
lifestyle.
Right. And so
Enjoy.
the fight coming up's in Moncton,
Yeah, it's at the Moncton Coliseum. Yeah, it
put
was
on by
originally
Fight
it
League
was originally
Atlantic.
supposed to be in Fredericton.
It was.
Yeah,
Oh,
yeah. I
so
don't
what
know
happened
really what
there?
went on there, but it was supposed to happen in Fredericton, which would have been cool.
Yeah,
Um, Never fought there before, so that would have been cool.
right.
Yeah.
Do you know why they changed venue? Like I know sometimes there's, problems with venues or politics or just
No,
locking
I
down a
never.
site.
No, never ever really heard because like FLA will put out their events for the whole calendar year, right?
Yes.
Usually,
Yep.
it'll say like where the locations are, and geez, it was like I don't know, maybe 2 months ago that it got switched around. Yeah,
Okay.
yeah, yeah. I think it might have been early February, maybe.
Right.
Yeah,
So how long you've been doing a good training camp?
yeah. I've been training steady, man. Right, like mix everything up. I'm putting my road work in. I
Yep.
live on an old country road, so I got the road all to myself.
Okay. Well, I mean, obviously you've been around for so long, you've put in so much time training, you kind of know what to do, or do you have some, obviously you have a lot of people to help you, or you have some coaches, or what's,
Yeah, well, like I said, I go to Fit Plus like on the regular,
yeah,
working right alongside Scott McLean, and it was just
yeah,
a great group of guys in that gym.
exactly.
Everybody's
Fit
kind of got
Plus
their
has
own
been
forte.
around forever.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. Um, yeah, and I do, I do some strength and conditioning at the YMCA, and
Right.
right, and I'm just training lots. I got my own guys here too, right? So I'm usually on the mats, if not every night, every second night, besides
Okay.
losing.
So now has your training style sort of changed as you gotten, a little bit older? Like, do you find it still no problem to train hard, or what are you doing?
Well, no, not necessarily. Like I've got more smarter, I'd like to think,
Okay.
right? Like no, just smarter in my recovery and
Right.
just a better lifestyle of like eating better and being in bed earlier and like good
Right.
supplements and the whole kit and caboodle.
Yeah. I know
Yeah.
some clubs don't like even like the guys that are fighting at all different levels, they don't spar as much, like they don't spar hard anymore. They just kind of want to be careful. What's
Right,
your thoughts
right.
on that?
I agree with it now because like back
Okay.
in the day, it was quite you essentially be fighting sometimes inside the gym, and
Right.
it was I don't think you'd last if you didn't have an intelligent approach to it, right?
Right.
Like with concussions or like that rumor we kind of hear leaving your career inside the gym and like yeah, you definitely got to be smarter, man.
Right. Yeah. I guess
Right,
the old way of thinking was make the training camp so tough that the fight is easy.
right,
Yeah.
right. Yeah,
But sometimes that's not always good. Like you say, if you get hurt or injured or it's that's your fight, that's your career on the line. You got to be careful.
right. Yeah, and it affects your lifestyle big time, right? Like
Yeah. So
work
what's
related.
your training schedule like? Like not to talk about your game plan or anything like that,
Yeah,
but obviously you're doing a lot of striking, Brazilian jiu-jitsu, wrestling, like I mean you're mixing
yeah,
it all up.
yeah. We mix it all up, like I know Morgan's a southpaw, so I'm getting a lot of looks from the southpaw stance, and just staying sharp, man, and being like well rounded everywhere is right, and
Right.
doing what I can with what I got, right.
Yep. Yeah, for
And
sure. Well, I mean, you've been in the game for so long. So let's go back and talk about that because I know your first fight was like way back in like 2007. And
2007 at the Halifax Forum
that's right. Yeah, it would
with
have
King of
been
the
probably an
Cage.
ECC event.
No, it was King of the Cage.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, but ECC did hold an awful lot of events there, didn't they?
Oh, they sure did. Yeah, I
Yeah,
mean, they're like the
yeah,
OGs of MMA. There's no question.
yeah. No, it was King of the Cage. Jonathan Goulet fought Corey McDonald in the main event.
Wow.
TJ Grant fought Kevin Melanson, I think his name was. Yeah, and like the co-main, and Rory McDonald was on that card too when he was young.
No way.
Yeah, man. If you look up
Man.
I forget who Rory McDonald fought Cajun Johnson on that.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, yeah, and there's two guys that were highly successful.
Yeah, absolutely, for sure.
Yeah,
Yeah,
yeah.
King of the Cage, Supremacy. That's it.
Oh, you're looking at the
Yeah, I
stats, are you?
am. Yeah, July
Yeah, yeah.
14th.
Good,
Wow.
man. Well, that's good. You got
2007.
yeah,
And
yeah.
I love the history. I should have more notes, but I think ECC they were around a little bit before that.
Yes.
Yeah.
Well, I think you're right about that.
I
Yeah.
mean, they were obviously the first MMA promotion in Nova Scotia, right?
Right, right,
But
right.
and so, I mean, you fought for many different organizations, right? Obviously,
Yeah.
Absolute Fighting Canada,
Jason McKay.
PFE, Elite
Yeah,
One.
yeah, yeah. Uh, Kingdom Cage Championship in Dijon, France. That was
Yeah,
cool.
well, we're going to get to that because I mean,
Yeah, that was cool.
you've fought so much, and obviously you've traveled, and you've seen the sport change so much. We're talking about MMA at the moment. We'll talk about
Yeah.
Brazilian Jiu Jitsu shortly, but
Enough,
you've
enough.
seen everything change so much over the years. Anything that's kind of stands out to you, like how much things have changed since 2007?
Well, I would say the amateur scene, like you're seeing amateurs so good now because
Right.
they're starting martial arts at such a young age,
Okay.
right? And like say me and you coming up, and we wanted to wrestle, we had to do another boxing gym, right? But
Right.
you get kids coming up inside MMA programs now at such a young
Yeah.
age. So the level of fighting is so high now, right? Like
Yep.
you're seeing amateurs with knocking people out with spinning heel kicks and fancy moves, man, flying submissions and you
Yeah.
know
Even on the local scene, a lot of the amateurs that are
yeah,
working their way up are
yeah.
just doing so well. And I mean, there's been a big change since, obviously when you first started and now, especially locally, because before I think it was really hard to get fights here, correct?
Yeah, well, I didn't have an amateur career. I had no choice. There was no amateur, so that
They throw you right in.
they just you're in the pros, man. Yeah,
Right.
yeah. I'm trying to think. Not so much with the rule set. Like they're very thorough inside the locker rooms. The commission runs very professionally.
Yep.
Right, right. But like first, the rule set not a whole lot changed. You would notice like different cages. Like King of the Cage had a 30 foot diameter cage, so that would always favor a striker, right?
Okay.
And then like I remember absolutely you mentioned Absolute Fighting Championship there. It was Jason McKay's organization.
Yes, that's right. Good old
And
Jason.
right, right. And that cage was kind of small, so that really favored a grappler, right?
Yeah,
Like there's certain things like that kind of went on, but
sure. Now, does that matter to you or you just go anyway? You don't care?
I'm in it, man. I'm
Yeah.
all in it, right? Yeah, yeah, yeah. I'm all in.
Oh, that's good. That's good.
Yeah.
And obviously, you've traveled quite a bit and you mentioned France. So, what was the deal there?
Well, it was a little over 2 years. No, going on 2 years there. We got an offer to fight there.
Yep.
Um, it was supposed to be a 3-man tournament where like you could possibly fight twice in one night. Actually,
Oh, wow.
yeah, yeah, that
That's
would have been
rare.
cool.
That's rare.
That would have been super cool, man. And
Yeah.
supposedly they can ask 5 rounds out of the fighter, right? Like their commission runs totally different than ours.
Okay.
You're right, yeah, and yeah, I ended up fighting Bryce Picard, the local champion.
Yep.
I think he was 11-6 at the time. Yeah, and,
Oh, man. What an experience. How was it traveling
yeah,
over there? Like to
pretty
travel
good.
and obviously fight. They treated you okay or?
Yeah, they treated me pretty good, man. Yeah, they put
Yep.
me in a nice hotel room, gave me good traveling expenses.
Yep.
Um, we flew to Toronto, and then from went from Toronto to Paris, and then we drove. The organization picked me up in Paris, and it was a 3.5 hour drive into Dijon, France.
Okay.
Yeah, yeah, and they treated me pretty good, man. They kind of took care of me for that aspect, but
Right.
they
Did you have?
changed the rules a little bit. That was a little weird at the
Oh,
beginning. They had
yeah.
the
That
rules
usually
read, right?
happens.
Yeah, yeah. They changed the rules, and like far as like being treated well, like far as expenses and whatnot, it was good. But they changed the rules in
Yep.
between rounds. I had no stool to sit on, so that was kind of weird.
Mm,
Uh, I don't know what they were trying to pull with all that, like
right.
how that all worked out, right? But yeah, oh yeah,
You said you had a funny story from France?
from France.
Yeah.
Well, yeah, there's probably been a few different ones.
Oh
We've
yeah,
got,
I'm sure you got a lot of great crazy stories. But so
yeah,
you went to France, but nothing crazy. You didn't get like kidnapped or anything like that, or
no, no. Well, we rented a car. We drove into Geneva, Switzerland. That was awesome.
Okay.
Yeah, yeah. Um,
Everything's so connected over there. I remember I was in Poland one time training, and
okay,
you can travel all the different countries so easily, right?
right.
From Germany to Poland and all that stuff. But
Yeah,
yeah,
everything's.
wow, that's a great experience. How long were you there for?
We were there 6 days, I believe.
Oh, geez, okay.
We did quite a bit in 6 days actually, because the first night we stayed in Paris.
Yeah.
And I actually got to propose to my fiance like underneath the Eiffel Tower, so that was
Oh,
wicked.
wow.
Yeah, that was awesome.
That is awesome. That's
It was
very rare for
yeah,
us Nova
yeah,
Scotians to say that.
yeah, yeah. It was pretty cool to see the architectural, and it's pretty awesome, man. Yeah,
That's good. So
yeah.
listen, going back, like, what's the deal? When did you start martial arts, and why did you get involved with it? I mean, are you from Spring Hill originally?
Yeah, I'm born and raised in Spring Hill, man. Yeah,
Okay, and for people who don't know, that's a very small town, right?
yeah. Old coal mine in town.
Okay,
Yeah,
yeah.
yeah. It's a population 5,000 or something, but
Okay, so very small.
very small. Yeah, yeah. And
Right.
just started high school wrestling, right?
Yep.
In grade 7, kind of just to keep my nose out of trouble and whatnot, and uh, ended up making the Canada Games team, won provincials twice.
Excellent.
Yeah, in my weight division. So kind of knew early on that I was pretty good at it, right?
Yep.
And ended up breaking my wrist actually out in Brandon, Manitoba
Oh,
for Team Nova Scotia. So that kind of shitty. I ended up falling in 5th place, I think. But
oh, but still. So
yeah,
wrestling was your first start.
what's
That's
that?
Wrestling was your first start. You kind of
Wrestling
started
was
in
my first
wrestling.
start, but I had a great wrestling coach by the name of Paul Rector.
Okay.
Right, he was a good mentor to me, a good guy to look up to, and he was a national wrestling champ himself. So
Right.
I had he's a good mentor, right?
So there wasn't obviously a lot of martial arts in your town in Spring Hill.
No,
Nothing.
no, back then, man, like karate was around,
Okay.
but like no Brazilian jiu-jitsu at the time.
No, no, no. So when did you start getting more involved with like the fighting, like the combat arts, like martial arts?
Well, probably in like my early 20s.
Yep.
I was lucky enough to have an older brother that was he was in the military a lot. Like he was a sniper actually in the military, and he was a great boxer, right? He was like a Golden Gloves boxer. My oldest
Okay.
brother John, his name is, and I was blessed enough for him to really take me under his wing too and help me when I was 16, 17 years old, and take me into the boxing gym, right?
Right.
Yeah. But like I think my first pro fight I was 25, 26, somewhere
Oh
around there. I'd
wow.
have to go back and look. Yeah, yeah.
In boxing.
Yeah, yeah. And met Tim Skidmore.
Oh, there's a name I haven't heard in a long time.
Good follow, yeah. Awesome
Oh
dude.
yeah, that guy. I know. He was great.
Yeah,
And that's
yeah.
another guy that's now he's still around or
Still lives in Spring Hill, yeah.
okay.
Actually, I have a camp beside his camp out in Williamsdale.
Okay.
Yeah, yeah.
And
So
for
I see
people
him
who don't
often.
know, I mean, that's another guy that's been in the mixed martial art, like MMA scene since the original. Like he's had so many fights. Like I remember that guy. You need someone, he'll fight, no problem.
Anybody at the time, yeah. Anybody,
Yeah,
yeah.
yeah,
Yeah.
yeah. Well, that goes back to the story. I remember you when we were talking on Facebook because you mentioned Tim. We did that event at Teasers Bar.
Right.
Yeah, my God,
Yeah.
that was so funny. So, real quick, for those who have no idea what we're talking about, I think Tim Skidmore organized it, and
Yeah.
he had some Brazilian like BJJ matches. I remember
Yeah.
Steve Greencorn was there, and Dan. I pronounced his last name wrong, but Dan.
Vanderlands or Vanderlee.
Yeah, from Truro.
Yeah.
Obviously, you were there. I was there,
Steve
and
Greencorn.
pardon me.
Steve Greencorn was
Yeah,
there.
Steve. Me and Steve went together because he was from my
Right.
club. And I
Right. And
remember
John Judo Williams.
yes, that's right, because that's who Steve went with. I think he went with a couple guys.
Yeah. Yeah.
But and that was that like for people who don't know, that was was it a dive bar or what type of bar was it?
Pretty much.
Okay. A
Yeah.
small town bar, like something out of
Small down. Yeah. Yeah.
Roadhouse.
The road, just like the roadhouse. There was
Just
definitely some
like
cusses out.
Roadhouse.
There
And
was
I
definitely
remember
some fights.
Tim said, Ray, we're gonna have an exhibition kickboxing match.
I remember.
So I was like, yeah, sure, let's do it. And I went in the bathroom in the stall and changed, and we come out, and I
Yeah.
had headgear on, but he didn't because I was like, oh, exhibition. Anyway, turned out we sparred. It was like, oh, this guy's not doing exhibition.
Going a little harder.
Oh yeah, it was good. But you guys did
Yeah.
some grappling matches, and we were there set up right on the dance floor. That
Yes, I did. Yes, she did, man. Yeah. Yeah.
yeah, that was
Yeah.
fun. I still have a video somewhere of actually me and Tim sparring. I have it on my Facebook actually.
Oh, cool. That'd be
And
like seeing. I remember.
yeah, it was good. That was geez, I don't even know when that was. A long time ago.
A long time ago, but
Yeah, it would
yeah.
have been back in like the early 2000s.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah, like
Yeah.
2007 or 8 or something like that. But yeah, that was good. We had a good kickboxing fight and
It was awesome, man. I remember you held your own. You held your own. I remember how good
oh,
you were. You can't fool me. I
yeah,
remember.
it was good. No, Tim was such a good fella though. He was just,
Yeah.
he's been around for a long time. So what got you hooked up with Fit Plus now?
Well, my younger brother Jeremy used to train there.
Okay.
Um, and actually, I fought a guy from there, Mike Scudder. He was training there at the time, and just ended up. It just ended up meeting Scott through Jeremy,
Yep.
going to a few seminars, and then that's when they were out in Cole Harbor on Broome Road.
Okay. Yes.
Yeah, yeah, like way back when, and just got involved with Scott. And like at the time, we had, there was wicked good gym, right? Like a lot of big names come out of there.
Yeah, for sure.
Yeah,
I mean, Scott's
yeah.
produced a lot of great people, a lot of good martial artists. And
Yes,
obviously,
yeah,
we know through evolution, things change so much. The martial arts community and BJJ has just changed so much since
right,
obviously when you were doing it, right?
right,
And
right.
really, Scott and Titans, they were the only people around, really, maybe Abaya, but there
Yeah,
wasn't a
yeah.
lot back then.
No, there wasn't. No, not
Yeah.
this way much either.
Yeah.
No.
So, which is funny because I'll ask you a question, but my two questions are back when you first started training, how many black belts do you think there was in Brazilian Jiu Jitsu? You can just take a guess. I mean, I understand it's tricky.
So I would have fought 2007 for my first fight. Geez, man, I would. I know Rowan Cunningham was
Yes, yeah. He started a buy it. That's right.
right, and then I think it was Peter Mertel, wasn't it? And
Yeah, Peter and Kevin for sure.
Kevin, yeah, yeah, yeah. Them were really the only ones I could think of,
Yeah,
like off the top of my head.
I should kind of know. I'm sure. I mean, I think Jake McKenzie was in Brazil at the time training or back and forth. But
Yeah.
guess what? There's a
What's that?
100 black belts now in Nova Scotia.
Wow, eh?
100.
That's amazing.
Isn't that crazy? Like how much the
That is
art has
crazy.
progressed.
Yeah,
And
yeah.
we have a number of ladies that are black belts. I think we have 6 or 7 or 5 or 6, I believe. I have the list anyway.
Okay, that's
But
pretty
it's
cool.
hard to believe how much things have changed since obviously since you started at Fit Plus.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. It was like in its infant stages, so like
Yeah.
it's
And do you have
amazing.
other clubs down your way at all? Like anywhere in your area?
Oh yeah, there's a breakthrough Brazilian Jiu Jitsu. That's Justice McPhee and Jericho and them
Yeah.
guys. And then over in Sackville, there was a gym just recently opened up. Matt Fagan and Evan Brooks. It's called Jungle Fowl.
Oh, yes. Okay. So that'd be on the
Yeah,
New Brunswick side, right? Yeah.
right on the border in Sackville, New Brunswick.
Right.
Yeah, yeah,
Okay. So even in your area, you've seen it grow so much.
absolutely. Yeah,
Yeah.
it's going
Yeah.
fast, man. Like,
What about traditional martial arts like karate, judo? There's nothing still down your way at all?
well, there's judo.
Okay.
Um,
Judo's there still everywhere, thank goodness.
yeah, 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 yeah. And I think there's a guy named Jim Ripley's in the Amherst Mall, and he does taekwondo.
Okay.
Yeah, he's got a nice
Yeah.
little spot in there. So
That's good. I always like
yeah,
still seeing like sort of more of the traditional martial arts still around, right?
yeah, for
Obviously.
sure, man, for
Yeah,
sure.
for sure.
Great. Yeah.
So what do you're traveling to Titans or sorry, my mistake, to Fit Plus quite a bit.
Oh yeah,
And you're
yeah.
still obviously training more gi, no gi.
A little bit more no gi, but I still put my gi on.
Yeah,
Yeah, getting some good rounds in with some kickboxers, right?
right. Do you have a
Yeah, and,
preference now? Like even like say traditionally speaking, do you have a preference or no?
no, not really, man.
Right.
No, no, no. I just like getting the rounds in, right? Putting the hard work in and make sure I'm doing it, and right.
Yeah,
Yeah,
absolutely. What's
yeah.
your focus now? Obviously, you're getting ready for this big fight coming up,
Mhm,
and you've been really focused on MMA for a lot of your career. But
mhm.
do you see down the road, like in the future, you're just kind of focused more on training people or just focusing on Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu, or you just like
What?
doing it all?
Well, no, that's a good question, man. Because I have this. I get asked that question often, and
Sure.
I think I'm really going to compete in my gi a lot, right?
Right.
right? That's what I want to do. And yeah, I most definitely want to coach people.
Yeah.
Yeah, I want to keep that up because we do got a little group coming. You know, we're not really marketing or trying to keep a whole lot of students, but
Sure. Of course.
yeah, the
Yeah.
business aspect of it all, right?
And do you work down that way full time or?
Yeah, I do
Okay.
construction, man. Yeah,
Okay. So you're busy, busy.
yeah,
Yeah. It's difficult when
yeah.
you're
My
working full
dad's a bricklayer
time.
by trade.
Oh, I see. Okay. This
Ready?
video may lag a little bit just so people know it's nobody's fault.
Yeah.
So some people don't realize also too that we were at the Hoist Gracie seminar together.
Yes, we were.
Yeah, that was a good time.
That was super cool, man. Yeah.
Yeah,
Was there like I thought they said there was 90 people there at that time?
yeah. Hoist Gracie's been to Halifax a number of times. I would say at least four or five. But the
Uh-huh.
time that we brought him, we had a really good turnout there. We did it at a local Taekwondo school that's no longer running. And I think we
Right.
had around 90 people. It was a great turnout. And
That's amazing,
uh,
man. Yeah. Yep.
and oh yeah, there was the other one there, the real famous one. You were at that Phil Porter seminar.
Yeah, I was there for that too. Me and my buddy Evan Jardine.
Yeah, and
Evan was with me.
that was a crazy time. I'll just tell this story because it's so funny. To this day, we still talk about it. But for those people who don't know what we're talking about, Phil Porter was this in his 80s. He's like this. One of the founders of Judo, United States Judo Federation. He was a co-founder of it or something, and
Right.
very well respected and well known judoka. And West Point graduate, was a boxer, military veteran. I think he was in the Marines. He was pure
Yeah.
American all the
He
way.
right. I didn't he coach an Olympic team?
He coached Olympic teams anyway. And
Yeah.
for some reason, I know the story, but it's too long to explain. He ended up at my club, Bushido Kai, teaching a seminar. And that guy he was kind of, it was different. He was
Yeah.
quite the character. And we always talked the fact that, well, he had a wife with him and she was much younger than him and she was from the Philippines. And we were all like, oh, what's going on here? But yeah, she kind of took care of him and all this stuff. But
Yeah.
once he found out that you were a certain belt level, he wanted to promote you right away.
Yeah.
Yeah, he wanted to be like, what belt are you in Brazil? I forget what belt you were at the time, maybe a purple belt or something like that.
He goes a blue belt. I got my blue belt from Hoist Gracie.
That's right. That's right.
Yes. Yes.
And I mean, obviously you're doing so well at the seminar, and he's kind of, I don't know, senile, but he's like, you should be a brown belt or a black belt, and I'll be your instructor. And you're like, no, it doesn't work that way.
Yeah. Yeah. I remember,
Tried to
man.
promote me and a whole bunch of other people. But anyway, it was quite an interesting story. We still talk about it. He's, of course, passed away, but
Right.
yeah,
Right.
you run
Yeah.
into so many people, like so many characters. Now, speaking of seminars, do you attend many seminars over your time training?
Yeah. Yeah, I've been to a few. Like one that really stands out to me was the Nova Unia World Training Camp. They called it. It was in Toronto at Extreme Couture. But there's like BJ Penn, uh, and Scott holds multiple seminars too at his gym, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Leo
Scott was always
Sanford.
bringing in, he's still, bringing in great people to train with. I mean,
Yeah.
that's it's really the sign of a good instructor when, obviously not every instructor can bring people in. I understand that depending on, numbers and money and all that stuff. But Scott was always bringing in different instructors. So, I mean,
Yeah.
really, what a great, the mark of a good instructor. He wants to learn from other people and share knowledge with, his students and all that stuff.
Mhm.
I mean, it's just been fantastic.
Yeah, it's been awesome, man, that way.
Yeah. And
And then
again,
the
I
whole
won't keep you too much longer. So just a couple more questions.
I'm good, man. Good.
Yeah.
It's Sunday.
Yeah, exactly. So are you teaching all the time too, or are you just training a
Yeah.
few people, or are you focused on yourself?
Well, no, I'm teaching too. We're Tuesdays, Thursdays, and Fridays.
Yep.
Right? We're at the gym. Yeah, still coaching,
Okay.
teaching, but we focus on the guys too that are fighting.
Right.
Yeah.
Yeah. Do you find a difference in students nowadays as compared to when you were younger training? No
Um,
offense to any students, I'm not being negative, but I mean,
right,
obviously the drive, determination, willing to travel hours to train like you do.
right. Well, yeah, maybe there's definitely more interest, like you said, 10 or 100 black belts, right? So
Yeah.
the sport, I think the sport is there's a lot of eyes on the sport, that's for sure right now,
Yes.
right? Um, yeah, but like you'll always get the people that want to work hard, and then you'll always get the people that just want to call themselves a jujitsu guy or
Yeah, for sure. I mean,
a fighter.
yeah.
Yeah,
Jiu-jitsu is so accessible now with the internet. I mean, at one time we couldn't. We had to get VHS tapes, especially
yeah,
the Henzo Gracie, Craig Kukuk videos or watch Gracie in action and all
yep.
that stuff. But now, I mean, there's hundreds of thousands of videos. I'm just trying to learn. We're trying to learn Spider Guard, and we have our instructor Carlos, but we're also like, let's look it up. And there's like 2,000 YouTube videos on Spider Guard.
Yeah, it's amazing that way.
Yeah.
Yep.
And each one does something maybe a little different. Some change the concept a little bit, but I
Hmm.
mean, it's so accessible now. And I think today's students don't realize how difficult it was to learn, right? Back.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. And like, just the power of the internet now, right? It's just amazing in that way. And you'll
Right.
even see like kids street fighting now using techniques that these high school fights, and they're using jujitsu and
Yeah. They're just
right, like
watching YouTube and they see it.
watching YouTube, and
Right.
yeah.
So how much are you traveling to Dartmouth currently? Because that's for people who don't know, that's what, at least 2 hour drive?
It's about an hour and 40 minutes.
Okay.
Yeah, in the winters kind of can be shitty with the weather, but
Yep.
I'm there like back in the day I used to go quite often, like trying to make
Right.
all the MMA classes, but it's usually 3 times a week
Yep.
during camp, right?
Right.
Yeah.
Yeah, well, that's dedication for sure, man, because people don't do that as much anymore.
No, no, I got a very understanding fiance, and she's good to
Yeah,
me that way, right? And
right. So
family man.
what's you're not sure what's next, like after you fight this weekend, and obviously you're gonna
Yeah.
do fantastic, but I mean, you're
Thank
not
you.
sure if you still feel the desire, you want more, or you just
Well, I think after this weekend we'll see what's up, right?
sure, of course,
Yeah,
yeah, never
yeah.
say never, you
Right,
know.
right.
I
No, but
mean,
I'm still very much in love with the sport, right?
yeah,
I don't have big hopes and dreams to be a world, UFC world champion. I'm not. I know where I stand in the game, and whatnot, right?
that's
And
all right,
yeah, yeah. But I know there's fights out there that I'm very going to be very competitive with too, right?
of course.
And just find my way out of the sport properly. And
Well, definitely. And especially, as it relates to the history of martial arts in Nova Scotia. I mean, your name's in there, especially in the fighter category, right? Because
yeah,
obviously you've been around since day one when they started doing MMA, and you've
yeah.
contributed so much to it that, I find a lot of younger people today, and I could say younger, I mean like 20, 21. They forget a lot of history. They don't even care
Oh
about
yeah,
history, but I'm huge on like, hey guys, let's not forget the guys that came before you. Like you just said, Tim Skidmore. People would be
right.
like, who's that guy? Well, that's the guy
Yeah,
that
yeah,
had like 100 fights.
yeah. That's right. That's
I mean,
right.
he won some, he lost some, but he was always ready to go.
Yeah, always, yeah. Yeah,
Yeah.
big heart.
So, I mean, it's, definitely history is important. And I know people will forget it, but the idea is to try to keep it going.
That's right. Like a good legacy, right?
Exactly. So are you, I meant to say, when we asked about the gi, no gi, you said you didn't really, doesn't matter to you.
No, like I do like getting in my gi a lot, right? Like
Yeah.
I love every aspect about the sport, like and like the young generation's getting so good too. Like it's awesome. Like, you go into the open mat. There was a guy from Halifax, BJJ, at our open mat yesterday, and it was kind of cool to meet him and, get to share the mats with him.
Yeah.
Um,
Yeah. I find all the clubs, we've been very lucky that I'm sure bigger places like Toronto, Vancouver, wherever, there's probably a lot of rivalries. We
yeah,
probably have a few here, little teeny ones, but the
yeah,
idea is here, everybody trains with everybody.
yeah.
Yeah,
There's
they
a
always share space or you can go train back and forth. I mean, and that's
right.
that's kind of the way you want it, right?
Right, right.
Yeah,
Yeah, yeah. Open mats, like you go usually open mats, any gym will welcome you, right? Like I met a lot of good people. I met a lot of good people over the span of, you know,
exactly.
18 years.
Just a couple more quick questions. You follow anybody in particular? Like, okay, so MMA fighters, who would you look up to? Let's say look up to, like your top 3 or 4 MMA guys. Doesn't matter who they are. It could be Dan
Okay.
Severn. It doesn't matter. I mean,
Hey, I fought on a card Dan Severn fought on in
tell
Elite
me
One
that
actually.
story.
Well, I shared a locker room with him at the casino, at the Moncton Casino.
Okay.
Yeah, yeah, and he well, like when we went in the locker room that night to fight, he was having a little nap on the couch like this and
Oh
whatnot,
yeah,
right?
I got a funny story about him too.
Yeah, and he's having a little nap, and then everybody was shh, be quiet, you know. Dan Severn's having a little sleep on the couch and
Dan
whatnot.
Severn.
Right, right. But then I noticed my name was on the door too, so this is my locker room too, right? So uh, it was good. He was a good fellow though, very
He
genuine,
was
very
great.
humble.
I trained with him once up in Milton, Ontario. I took a
Okay.
seminar with him back when he had really dark hair and a dark mustache. It was a long time ago. And we drove back to the airport together. And man, you know what? The guy was, he was extremely knowledgeable, very good speaker. His seminar was fantastic.
Yeah.
And I remember driving back to the airport with him. He's like, "Oh, if you're ever in Coldwater, Michigan, you come train with me, Ray." And I'm just like, "Okay."
Good
But
wrestler.
yeah, I mean,
Yes.
yeah, that's so funny. So
Yeah.
anyway, sorry, back to my question. Some of the
Oh,
guys you looked up to or liked or followed.
probably like on a world stage would be like obviously George St. Pierre, where he was Canadian, most for sure him. Um, I never really actually thought about it a lot. Like
I know, I got a couple good ones for you. So
there's so many good names, right?
yeah,
Like I was a huge TJ Grant fan, he's breaking into the
100% right
scene. Yeah,
there.
like you gotta support the guys around you.
That's right.
Um um
I mean, there's
geez,
so many now, I can't even keep track. Like I could name off all the UFC guys from UFC 1 through like 12.
yeah.
Now I mean, obviously John Jones, but the
Yeah,
guy, he's got to fight more people.
yeah. But if there was a list, I would think it'd be like that, like George St. Pierre, TJ Grant,
Yeah.
Rory McDonald.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah,
Robbie
man.
Lawler, I just heard an interview with him the other day, and I mean, he's retired now, but what a fighter that
Yeah.
guy was.
Oh wow, these awesome fights, right? Awesome
Yeah.
fights. Yeah,
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 absolutely. Is
yeah. That's
in your training, besides like in martial arts world, did you follow anybody like in the grappling world, like a Gordon Ryan or a Craig Jones or all these other people? Or you don't
um
bother with it too much?
well, no, like I'm a big fan of all of them.
Okay.
Uh Yeah, yeah. There's a lot of good names out there, isn't there? Like
Yeah, there
Leo
is.
Santos was on a no from Nova Union,
Yep.
right? BJ Penn. Yeah,
Yeah. There's some of the
yeah, man.
obviously the original guys.
Yeah, I got to train with him for a bit, so that was cool.
That's awesome.
Yeah,
You
man.
into any martial arts movies when you were younger?
Was I in any?
Yeah, or into them. Did you enjoy them? Did you watch them?
Oh yeah. Oh, I
Yeah,
love
like
Karate
like
Kid.
what? I
Karate
always
Kid
like
was
asking
awesome.
these
Man.
questions because I'm a huge
Yeah,
nerd that way.
yeah. Like I loved Karate Kid. Um, what was the one? Jean Claude Van Damme,
Oh
Bloodsport.
yeah. Well, there's so many of them. Bloodsport, Kickboxer. I mean,
Yeah,
they're
like
the best ones, the original ones.
right, right. No, I was a big fan of all them.
Yeah.
Obviously Rocky, man. The Rocky ones are
Oh yeah, yeah. Can't go wrong
the
there. All the Rocky movies were okay. The last couple was like, you're stretching it there, buddy. But
best. Yeah,
yeah, I mean, you could always turn on the TV, and if you see a Rocky movie, you're going to keep watching it.
yeah, absolutely. What's the new one or Cobra Kai?
Cobra Kai, yeah, I followed
Yeah,
most of that series, but
yeah, yeah. That was all
yeah.
right.
One thing I try to do with my younger students is I give them a project. I said, okay, this weekend you have to watch this movie, whether it's, The Karate Kid or a Rocky movie or Enter the Dragon or,
Yeah,
one that, because they're young. I don't want anything that's too, got bad language or explicit stuff in it. But I
right,
said,
right.
you got to watch this movie because they have no idea, right?
No, 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 they don't.
Yeah.
Yeah, yeah,
So, yeah. So basically you're working, you're training, you're getting ready for your fight. Your weight is good, right? You're
weight's
ready
good,
to
man.
go.
Yeah,
And
yeah.
is there a few of you going up?
Oh yes, there's a good crowd from town that'll be going, right?
Okay,
Yeah, my older brother John will be there, and
excellent.
yeah, yeah,
Is he
family and
still
friends.
training at all or no?
Yeah. Oh yeah, no, he just got back from Colombia. He trains one kid there. His name's Sean Finnegan, and he helps coach Brandon Brewer. A lot of
Okay.
boxing, more boxing related, but he's still
Wow.
coaching.
Oh
Yeah,
yeah, that's awesome.
yeah, yeah.
That's
Still
great.
coaching.
So you'll I guess it's safe to say you'll probably never move from Spring Hill. You just that's your home.
Well, my kids are still young.
Oh, I see.
Like
Okay.
that door's definitely open, but
Yeah.
yeah,
But you're busy working and you're school.
busy
Man,
working.
you know what? It's great to finally connect with you.
Yeah,
And
Ray, man.
obviously all of us wish you nothing but great success. And obviously
Thanks,
good
brother.
luck this weekend. And
Thanks,
I mean,
man.
for everybody, it's just they just got to remember, like you've been around for so long that
Right, right.
not saying you're old because I'm 56, but I'm just saying,
Yeah, well, getting up there.
you've seen people come, you've seen people go.
That's right. That's right, bud.
Yeah, yeah.
Exactly.
All right, man. So listen, I'm just gonna stop the recording, then we can chat for a few minutes. But
Yeah,
I know
okay.
it's Sunday night, but I just really want to appreciate again, man, having you on here. It's great. I'm trying to, as much as I can, interview different martial artists, and
Right.
I
It's
really
awesome.
like talking to the guys that've been around. If there's anything in the end you want to say,
Uh, no, thanks for having me, Ray, man. Like I said, but like you said, it's cool to talk to you, man, after all this time. And we'd like to give a plug to my sponsors, like North Nova Refrigeration, Forged on the Mats, got this thing going on. They sponsor me for my fight. Chris Sutherland
excellent
and
for
them
them.
guys. Yeah. Um, Paisano's Pizzeria, Kimura Wear from Ontario, Jeff Lopes. Uh, just like to tip my hat to all of them for thanking me and helping me, right? Through this journey.
Yeah, it takes a lot. And that's the people who don't realize. I mean, they go to
Yeah.
maybe a tournament or whatever, but to actually get in training for fighting, it
Yeah.
takes so much time, energy, money.
Yes, but like thanking my fiance and the family around me is a big support group, right? I couldn't do it without them, and a
100%.
lot of
Yeah.
love
I
for them,
think
right?
FLA's in Dartmouth next.
Yeah, I think so. Yeah, that'd be cool.
Yeah. Yeah. I was to
Yeah,
their last one when they were in Dartmouth. It was well run. Oh my God. It was so professional. It was awesome.
yeah, it's a good time, man. It's a
Yeah.
great
It
time.
was good.
People can get out, they should.
100%. Okay, guys. So everybody support and Justin, man, fantastic.
Right on, buddy.
Right
Thanks, man.
on. Let me stop recording. You just stay right there.